live right now, and we have some action going on out here. Just a heads up. Let's see. Ooh, let's do this. There it is. I'll get some audio going here in a second. I'm literally in the in the middle of setting up my studio. I was almost there when I got the notification from Tina C. And thank you, Tina C. Let's see, we're in Downey and Norwalk/Norwalk. So Florence, yeah, it's like the southeast of Los Angeles. And let's check out the chat. What up, Tina C? Thank you very much. Got it going here. Excuse me. Looks like some damage to the back left part of the vehicle there. Not sure the make. Maybe someone could figure out the make of that vehicle. It looks like they got a unit behind it. And I'm not sure how long this has been going on, but we'll get some audio going in a second. Joanne B7, Moon at Noon, what's up? We got a live police chase here. Let's get the audio going, see if there's any. Oh, no, there is no audio right now. So just a heads up. Shout out to live police chases on YouTube. It was the first thing that popped up. So I don't know how you're watching it, Tina. And we might get audio in a bit. We'll see. Try again here. Yeah, no audio currently. So I will be, I guess, running the plays here. And I'm familiar with Downey, Norwalk, of course. I'm sure Tina C knows that area. I don't know it like the back of my hand, but I know where it's at. It's let's see, from here it's that way. White Broncos is Moon at Noon. And I hurried up and got dressed. I threw a hoodie on. Tennessee caught me off guard. I figured it was Sunday. I'm like, man, it's gonna be nice and calm. Probably no speed chases. Yeah, right. Here we go. We actually stayed open little bit of overtime today. We stayed little bit after. I stayed like what, maybe a half hour after my brother stayed there. So shop still might be open. Who knows? But shout out to my bro, man. He pulled off two back-to-back nights. We had two punk shows at the Catalyst. Beep beep. And they got the ghetto bird on him, that's for sure. He doesn't seem to be going too fast, which is a good thing because that's always scary and really dangerous. Joanne said, "OJ, what's up, the bud? We got a police pursuit going on here in the city. Not surprising, right? Hope you had a good weekend. Hope everyone had a good weekend. Don't worry, I'm not sick. It's I was just doing something over here. um, actually, this whole weekend, I've just been keeping up with the whole Patterson Gimlin situation. I was just finishing in the more than the middle, so more than halfway done with Stacy Brown's Junior's live stream from earlier today. These are all channels we showed yesterday during our live stream. And who else went live? The Squatch Detective, Squatch DTV on YouTube also went live talking about the situation. And then Nikki over at Sasquatch Secrets, Nikki Cologne, shout out to her, had Eric from I was gonna say Media Palace, but Harryman Road. Yeah, Eric Palacios. Shout out to my brother out there. Yeah, he's on boots on the ground, and he's probably ending the documentary right now. They're at South by Southwest, which is a film and TV festival out in Texas, and that's where they're premiering the documentary. I forget the name of it, The Creation of Bigfoot, I think it is, or something like that. So he's out there giving us a play by play of what's going on. There was a couple of Bigfoot sightings there. There was someone dressed in a costume, Bigfoot costume. He said it was hot as hell out there too. So that guy had to take some breaks. But so we're gonna get his update on the documentary tomorrow, which also I forget what date it's gonna be premiering or streaming on Plex. So I'll definitely be checking that out. And yeah, I think things are starting to settle a little bit. People's feelings and ideas, more information coming out. And again, Sasquatch secrets, everything I've shared on my posts. So any of this we're talking about, you can check these channels and videos out. And this is talking about the Patterson Gimlin Bigfoot footage from 1967. There's a new documentary out with possible new information pointing towards it being a hoax. And yeah, so that's the big news right now in the Bigfoot world. And I was going to talk about it. I was setting up the studio, and we'll see how this chase ends. Hopefully safely. Should get something to drink. Damn. It's, yeah, how's everyone else's weekend? Nothing live yet. Let's see. Hold up. Yeah, I'm not sure what Tina means by that. Layaway payment, BFD. What are we talking about there? So yeah, that's been the big thing on my mind, and it's like I'm hoping it's not a hoax, but I've known over the years there's been always just so much scattered information. At least for me, I'm not fully versed on everything. I've always heard bits here, bits there, and with all those bits, I've kind of put whatever story in my head about that whole situation, the Patterson Gimlin situation. But yeah, and there's a lot of what I feel credible people who have shared stuff with me, and even in Sasquatch Secrets live stream today, there was a lot of interesting people in the chat sharing information there, their thoughts, ideas, comments, theories, and all that. It was a good one. So tomorrow, I think she's going to be streaming again with Eric at uh 8 p.m. Is it? So I don't know if it's 8 p.m. our time, but again, I'll be sharing that. I think I already shared that link. Also, what happened? There's a couple of books that were gifted to me by an author that's a friend of ours. Friend, yeah, and he's from out here. He's from LA, and I believe the author is too. I have not met him yet, but last night, I guess our buddy came by and dropped off the books at the shop, and it was cool. They were signed, and I didn't bring them. Darn it! I was gonna share them, but I did share those in a post as well. And I guess he's up for a chat, a live chat. So we got to set that up and get that going. Who knows? He might be our first. Well, no, we've had several guests, but maybe our third guest here. Blew that red there. And yeah, so that's pretty exciting. And thank you, man, for those books. If I don't know if he watches, he might be aware of the channel. And the T, where's he going? He's going straight. About the Patterson Gimlin film video, one thing I noticed is that I did not see red eye shine. Granted, it was daytime when video was taken. Yeah, and who knows? Maybe you don't always, people don't always report the red eye shine. People have reported all sorts of colors, from black, and then some people don't even report eye shine. People report eye glow. So, like, it's emanating the light and not reflecting light, is what I've learned. And who knows? Yeah, we don't know if whether they could do that or not, but I would imagine they could do strange, weird stuff like that. And I could imagine that they could see at night because they seem to be pretty nocturnal. But I wonder, yeah, no, I wonder, I question all that. And, I could go with certain, just like what I felt and I said right now, but I really don't know. Right at the end, I gotta remember to check myself and question all my beliefs all the time, and test them out. Like, even with the Patterson footage, I'm completely open once again for it, yeah, to be fake. But then again, I say that that doesn't take from all the rich history from that area, from the natives, the different tribes in that area, the Hoopa, the Karuk, the Yuroks, and beyond, and the people that have lived in that area. And till this day, a lot of reports, still coming in. So yeah, I think they're out there for sure. I shooting for a trip to California summer of 2028. Was born in Ventura County, went back in late teens, want to go again. Super cool. So you're from the 805. That's what's up. I haven't spent much time there. I have, as far as Bigfooting, we have been out that way with Tate Hieronymus, who was actually on Nikki's Sasquatch Secrets stream tonight. And yeah, he used to live out that way. So that wasn't far from me. And I was, what was it? I think I might have been visiting at the time from up north. And I happened to be here. And he hit me up. He's like, hey, you want to go out? This was what? Wow, maybe like 8 years ago, maybe more. And yeah, he had a spot, and this is where he got this strange thermal footage, which could or could not be a Bigfoot. I don't know, but it's a good piece of thermal footage, and that's here in the Los Padres National Forest, the Sespe Wilderness. I don't know if you're familiar with that area there, but yeah, beautiful area. It's like there's some mountains there, but at the bottom, when you get in there, it's all desert. But then you go up these mountains, and then there's some trees up there. Like, the terrain completely changes. It changes more into a little bit more foresty. So it's pretty cool to see that transition. And that is where I've talked about also recently. I've been there, I guess, several times, at least a couple for sure, and both with Tate. But the last time we were out there is when we talked about that California got hit with this. They were calling it a hurricane, and then there was, at the same time, there was an earthquake out in Ojai, which is right across from where we were, Ojai, California. And there was that was the epicenter of the shaker. I forget the size of the earthquake, but we were in our camp, at the campground down below in the desert uh side of things. And that night we were gonna camp in this other spot. And luckily we decided to move, because in the morning when we went by that area, it was all flooded out after that hurricane, whatever came by. But anyway, yeah, it was storming pretty bad. And then I was chilling in my truck, and then the rest of the guys were in Tate's Jeep, and we had made this makeshift. The guys actually put it up some tarps and stuff like that, and was trying to keep the rain away. It was pretty funny, but yeah, we felt the shaker. I was in my truck, and everyone felt it too. Those guys, I think, may have popped up. I forget how it went down, but we all definitely felt that. It was pretty weird. But yeah, that's that area there, Ventura County for sure. We had major flood before we moved to Hawaii. Wow, from California. Was that in Ventura? Maybe it's an eye condition. Some people think it is demonic. Oh, you never know. What's interesting is that people report that red eye um, emanation from other possible cryptids too. If those things are really happening, that's pretty weird. Yeah, it makes me think demonic too. But that's demonic from what we've learned from Hollywood, right? So who knows? What's up, Chiro Sounds? Chi, we got a chase here. It's funny. I wonder if I could no, I can't. I'm gonna have to switch everything up. I was like, I wonder if I could hook up the studio because I was in the middle of that. Would have been cool to have everything hooked up and sound effects and the whole nine, but whatever. I guess we're doing this like this tonight. What else did I want to talk about? Yeah, back to the Patterson film. What was some other interesting things? Oh, so yeah, Eric from Harryman Road, Eric Palacios, is at the premiere, and so he's standing in line, and Sasquatch Secrets was able to have him on as a guest as well, so we could see what's going on. I mentioned the Bigfoot showing up in the costume and it being hot and everything. Uh, then Clint Patterson, so the son of Roger Patterson, ended up popping up right there, and Eric got him to come on the live with him. So that was freaking cool. That was like, whoa, all right, here's the guy, one of the guys we're speaking of here, and he popped up right there on the live. So that was amazing to see, and good job, Eric and Nikki, for putting it on. Yeah, it's just amazing how that worked out. Oh, looks like we got CHP on it now. See how they pulled up? I'm hearing little birds singing the Jaws theme right now. Yes, New England. What up? Oh, there's Garrel. Garrel finally got notified. What's up, G? Hopefully you had a good weekend, man. Look how we're ending this one here. Ending the weekend here with a speech. I didn't even think we were gonna have any till Tina C hit me up. She's like, "Hey, pursuit." But yeah, look, I could pull up actually the name of the books here. We'll share that again. Oh, look, someone mentioned I live in Willow Creek, California, Bigfoot capital of the world. That's funny. What up, Vincent Salerno? So here it is. Let's see. Blow this up or tap. Come on, camera. So the two books I mentioned earlier. And I don't know if he has other. It's a UFO book and a Bigfoot book. And the name of the author is Brad Oluwani. Olawiani. Let me take that. Let me run that back. Olowiani. Yeah, have not met him yet. And again, this is my friend's friend, actually my brother's good friend, and he's my friend as well. Adrian, shout out Adrian. Yeah, link us up, bro. I know Adrian was asking me. He's like, "Hey, man, you should get this guy on." And I'm like, "Dude, please let me know." He's like, "Dude, he's got some books." I'm like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah." And he had showed me, and then I guess Adrian must have came by the shop, unless Brad did. But yeah, I think Adrian might have came by, but Brad did sign the books, and yeah, I'm gonna be checking those out. So, and we'll show that again later. See if anyone's interested. Yeah, it's been a while since I've bought any like Bigfoot books or anything like that. I can't remember the last thing I got, but I do have several, and actually, all that's back up in Oregon. Uh, I got a bunch of stuff up in Oregon still. All right, looks like smoking scans on the uh on the chase here. Looks like he started 9 minutes ago, so we beat him to it. Scully pops on. I was actually gonna tap into his stream a little later just to say what's up. I want to see a pit. Yeah, let's do this. Says Tina C. Tina C. I didn't think you'd say such a thing. And Tina C. I didn't think you even watched these. I was like, oh, maybe she doesn't. And I know you're busy. You're very busy, but I'm sure everyone is. But we got time for this, and still no audio, folks, or else we'd be you wouldn't be listening to me all that much. But yeah, we're not getting any audio here. Maybe we could switch channels. Should I mess around and try to find a different channel? That could turn into a disaster. B Mora. What's up, Barb? I told you that you and my older sister have the same name. What's Moon saying? I heard Vermont Sasquatch are oh, could be. Hey girl, I'm not sure if you heard me mention about the Patterson and the different channels I've been watching and all that stuff. I don't know if you've been keeping up with that. Uh, I shared out several live streams today, and yeah, so we're excited for tomorrow over on Sasquatch Secrets. Again, Harry Man Road, Eric Palacios is going to be on, and he's going to give us the update. Who he also read into. So Eric read into Clint Patterson, the son of Roger Patterson. He popped in on the live stream there, and the it was a little bit loud. I think there, because there's people in the background and stuff. But he was open to taking questions, and they were like, "Fire away!" And everyone in the chat and the live stream kind of froze up for a second. It was amazing to see, like, what the hell do we ask him? It took a second, and I think it might have been Thomas Steenberg, the veteran Thomas Steenberg, who fired off the first round, was like, "Hey, ask him this." And I think they asked him about what was it? Darn, it was a good question, great question though. And then he was like, "Yeah, I guess he took on another question." But basically, they were asking if his father had faked the film, and he was like, "Well, you're gonna have, you're gonna have to watch the documentary." So I don't know. I guess there were some people were suspecting maybe he had an NDA or something like that. But yeah, it's still like, really tense moments right now with a lot of people who are into Bigfoot, especially all the Patty lovers out there. Um, yeah. You know what? I could grab some in a drink. Should grab some in a smoke too while I'm at it. See, Channel 4 might have the chase now, says Tina C. So what we'll do is We'll keep that going, and I could look up. Let's see, Channel 4. We might get some audio. That'll help me out. Maybe Fox has got it. Let's see what Fox is up to. Yes, Fox got it. Let's get some. Let's switch gears here. All right. Boom. All right. Here's Fox 11. And yeah, no audio here either. So, whoops. There we go. And darn it. Having a little bit of trouble here. Let me. There we go. Okay, I use who is that? Oh, all right. I think that's yeah, shout out to Maya Starfire. Y'all know Maya. There we go. Sorry about that. I think Maya Starfire might be working on a little something for me. We'll see. Where's my phone? Here we go. Yeah, I'm a little all over the place. Again, I was in the middle of setting up the studio. I'm letting her know that we're live streaming a speed chase. She'd be like, "What the hell?" Like, I'm cool. She sent me some cool things that we're working on a few things. I'm like, cool. I'm live streaming a police chase right now. She's probably gonna be like, "What?" It's like, yeah, it's some Southern California. She'll understand. She's from California, but and actually, there's been some speed chases up. There's been some speed chases up that way. Up in Hoopa, we're just talking to talking about Bluff Creek and Patterson Gimlin and all that. The Hoopa Reservation there, that's in Humboldt County. And yes, things, it's the res, things pop off sometimes. A lot of stuff, you don't hear about, but things happen there. And yeah, it was last week sometime. There's some sort of speed chase going through Hoopa. I was like, what? And then there's been several other things going on in Hoopa. So I gotta tap in and see what's been going on up there. It's been a minute. Is Maya Starfire up in here already? No. Oh, she is. What's up, Maya? Sorry about that. And I'm definitely gonna respond back to you. I appreciate that. Boom. Can we throw up some hearts? It's enough hearts for everybody. Where's Hillbilly Herb at? Where's hot box the chat so everyone could chill out. Hopefully everyone's chilling. And let's see, where are we? Oh, we're in Inglewood. Inglewood. Woo-hoo. This was an idea for another picture take. Okay, no worries. I'll check it out. Yeah, I should go grab this. We're going for the long run. You know what? It's very possible that he could be headed to, let's see, 405. Could he be headed to LAX? It's possible. Um, yeah, last week there was a news report for Southern California that LAPD and LAX, Los Angeles International Airport, there were already like flight restrictions around there, especially for like the news and stuff like that. And we knew that, and we knew that like several people were hip to the hop about that. And when we talk about these several people, we're like certain people that go on these speed chases because yeah, they were heading to LAX as a place to get away because they knew that the helicopters and stuff couldn't go around certain areas or in a certain zone. Well, I heard I think they opened that zone more, but now not even LAPD could be in I guess in that LAX restricted flight space. So yeah. So I would imagine that word on the street, like, oh yeah, man, now you can really go to LAX. Maybe have yourself a ticket ready. Jeez. There's also been some wildlife, a lot of wildlife action. I don't know if it was because of this heat wave we're in. We're still in a heat wave out here, folks. It's a winter heat wave going on. We hit the 90s above 90 the other day a couple of times. I think we hit like 91, 92, and then it looks like we're going to be hitting those temperatures again possibly later in the week. Let's have a look here. Yeah, extreme heat warning. Oh my goodness. Check this out. So it's calmed down. So if you're in SoCal, enjoy this because Tuesday it's bumping up to 95. Oh my goodness. Can you believe that? 95. Could we get a little rain shower camera? How do we activate the rain clouds? Something like this. That's whatever. No rain. Yeah, so 95 and then 94, 94, 94 after that. And then Saturday goes back down to 85. So heads up, folks. Grab your coconuts. I've been sipping on some soursop juice. Anyone ever have soursop? It's amazing. Too bad it's in a can. Yeah, weather's crazy hot, says B Mora. Where are you, B Mora? Well, you don't have to. Oh, we'll keep it confidential. It's just you're where it's hot. That's, I don't know. It's this brand, Guanabana soursop. Cheers. And this has the pulp in it too. The pulp is super yummy if you like that type of stuff. Yeah, it looks like look, he's in Westchester now. I was supposed to go to Westchester High, but I lived in Hollywood, so that didn't happen. But then I did move with Grandpa for a bit, Culver City, and I went to ended up going to Culver City High for about a year or so. That was cool. So where is he headed? He's on a mission. Yeah, so wildlife. I had two heat exhaustions. Oh man, I can't do heat anymore. Yeah, very dangerous. Very dangerous stuff. This is not a typical for California, I take it. Oh yeah. No, it's typical. It's- I heard that was a live chase. Hi everyone. Yeah. Oh, there's Maya Starfire. What up, Bim Jim? No, you're not having deja vu. I was just watching Mark D'Antonio and learning more science. Right on, Bim Jim. Uh-oh, Tina C says he's near LAX. Yeah. You see? Here we go. I think we're headed to the airport. Oh no. What else? Yeah, there's been some wildlife action. I don't know if with the heat well, I would imagine, right? Activating everybody, but the wildlife as well. There was I don't know. They didn't say bear attack, I don't think. Or did they say it? But anyway, it says oh, we're on Highway 1. That's a Pacific Coast Highway. It'd be cool. You could just take that straight on up to Canada if you'd like. Actually, no, you'd have to the Lost Coast, you'd have to whip around there, head inland. Yeah, so what happened yesterday, Monrovia? A lady and we've reported this several times, and it's a big thing out here in SoCal, and I trip out on it. That's why I always bring it up. All this wildlife stuff. And if you're into Bigfoot, you got to be into wildlife, nature, and all that. You got to care about some of that. Uh, a bear was living, I guess, in this lady's house. Hope they don't lose him, or hope we're not hitting that flight zone. Looks like a unit there. Bear living in this lady's house, and I don't know, something happened. She came outside with her dog, and the bear was out there, and then so the bear and the dog, I don't know, maybe were like back and forth, and then the dog took off, and then the bear swiped at the lady's leg and got her in the back of the leg. I don't know if it, I would imagine maybe broke some skin, but they said it wasn't serious, so that was a good thing. But I guess they're trying to, I don't know if they moved the bear or not, but I don't think so, because someone was it NBC News? I think they were live streaming today from that neighborhood again. And while the lady was like the news anchor was second chase. Hold up, channel 2. All right. Um, the news anchor was speaking live. The bear was in in the background. You can see the bear back there rummaging around. I don't know what the hell he was doing, but yeah, he was in the background there. So he was still in the neighborhood. Um, and then actually, let's see, in Irvine several days ago, and that's more in Orange County, Irvine, California, a guy was hiking, a pretty young dude was hiking in a particular area. I don't know where exactly, but I will find out. But got bit by a rattlesnake and unfortunately passed away, man. Yeah, that's horrible. And rattlesnakes up north on my buddy's property that we lived on. I we used to, because he was a OG hippie, and so yeah, he wouldn't hunt or anything like that on his farm, on his land. Uh so he taught me how to catch and release the rattles, and oh my god, there was like we had a we had a theory that there is a rattlesnake pit under the house, which is a super cool house. It's a hobbit house, all handmade and stuff. But um, yeah, we were like, oh my god, there's just so many of them. And then at one time, that's when we had the tacos. Yep. Let's see. Moon at Noon says, yeah, Barbara, 1 a.m. So let's see. I got a notification right now of channel 2. Maybe, I don't know if you mean it has audio. Let's see. Uh-oh. I switched it up. Mm, okay. I'm checking for channel 2. Let's see if CBS. Let's see CBS Live. Yeah, no, not on YouTube. That's maybe what you're watching it on TV. That's probably what you mean, right? Tina C. You're watching it on channel 2. Yeah, so Fox 11 or Live Police Chases. Live Police Chases is probably streaming Fox 11, so we're on Fox 11 now. Yeah, does neither one of them have audio. Woohoo! Yeah, you're so lucky, Maya. I talk about it all the time up there, and I think about it all the time up there. My heart's definitely up there. And yeah, we'll at some point we'll be back. Just doing some SoCal time right now. Damn. And it's been crazy. It's been crazy since I've been back. I think I've been out here 4 years almost already, maybe 4 years already. And it's gone by pretty quick. I can't believe it. But yeah, no, lived in different parts of Humboldt County. So I could tell you many stories from up that way. But spent a lot of time in Trinity County too, Weaverville. Oh, you did? Oh, yep. Yeah. Yeah. I totally get it. And there's some people that actually had moved. I've talked to some people that had moved up that way and recently made the move back down here too. There's several people I've talked to that had gone up, lived up there, a while or a long time, and then boom, had to come back. I'm like, oh man, I wasn't gonna come back, but yeah, just I had to for whatever it is. Well, you see, we had the shop going. We got, yeah, there's a lot of things happening here, so I'm glad to be back. But yeah, we're gonna definitely bridge it up, and yeah, my brother spent time with me up that way. He would come visit me up north, and he also spent a while with me up in Southern Oregon as well. So that was cool. Some wild times, but yeah, no, we switched gears, got the shop going, got our little the little businesses going, and just chipping away at it daily, and on to the next goal. So it looks like we're flying away. So what it looks like we got called off here. Is that what happened? Did we get too close to the airport? I'm gonna say yes. Darn it. That's what's gonna start happening now. Everyone's gonna be like, yep, it's true. Head to the airport. What was the other one? Well, a lot of guys were going under bridges and just ghosting the car, letting the car go, and they were gone. And we've seen several people get away like that. And the other big one is just driving as crazy as possible, hoping that they let you go. Because now, with the different law enforcement agencies getting sued up the yin yang, you know, they got to be very, very careful on how they end or how they take on these pursuits. And a lot of time, yeah, you like to see the action, the craziness, but man, that is highly dangerous. And you found your soul? Was it on your feet? Did you find two of them, Bim Jim? Barry Littleton was asking. I was checking out his live earlier. Is Juliana up in? There's Juliana. We summoned her. Yes. Finally, she heard. You heard me. She heard me. Yeah. Yeah, Juliana. I just was mentioning about the whole Patterson footage earlier. Getting back in. That's what's on my mind right now. And I was talking about some wildlife incidences out here too recently. So bear swiping a woman's leg, dude dying from a rattlesnake bite out here. Up in Shaver Lake, which is I think more like it's in the Sierras, excuse me, Sierra Nevadas. I think And I've been told about, that being a spot around there. There's footage of, I think it was like four mountain lions or something like that, but pretty big ones, and they were just in a, I don't know if you'd call them a pack. What do you call a group of mountain lions? And is that normal? I don't think I've ever seen, that many together. And I was like, whoa. So, all right, let's do this. I'm glad I remembered. Hold up. I was gonna go down a rabbit hole, and I was like, I was gonna show those wildlife videos too, because they were just so cool, and we've been doing that. But we do have a fresh report here of the Bigfoot Mapping Project. Yeah. I'm glad I remembered. Jeez. So check this out, y'all. Yeah, so I was setting up the studio. That didn't happen due to the speed chase. And I was going to pull up this report and go down the rabbit hole, but we might as well just do it like this. Keep it going. And it's out of Michigan. So maybe Bigfoot, Michigan. Rob might be checking this out later. Pride like lions together. It's weaning breeding season. Aha. And you know what? I no BS. It was last night. I had a dream with uh regular freaking lions. Like the orange, like Tony the Tiger. What is it, the Bengal lions or whatever? Yeah. It was weird. And they weren't massive, but it was a what I thought maybe like an adult one and a smaller one. And it's weird because for a moment there, I ended up back in my childhood neighborhood, which a lot of my dreams do, and that hasn't happened lately, which that's in Hollywood, right? It's right next to the apartments where Bella Lugosi, I guess, last lived in Hollywood. I found out. We've talked about that. Anyway, that street, a lot of my dreams, a lot of flying around that street there too in dreams and stuff. A lot of weird stuff, a lot of weird dreams. And one moment I was like back there, and like I spotted the, oh no, they were tigers. My bad, tigers. And it was the two tigers, and I was like, oh shoot. So I like ran in the house. I think I might have notified like a few family members, my brother or something like that too. We all closed the door, and then I had a pet too, and I don't know if it was a dog or what. And I do have a pet dog, but it's not here. But it wasn't that one. You know how dreams are really weird, but yeah, it was strange. But the tigers weren't really like out to harm us at all. They weren't like, "Argh," like no, it wasn't that. They were just there and were appearing. And then at one point, we're getting the train going by. So get your tickets, get your luggage, folks. Train is here. Uh, at one point, then my pet that I'm telling you about was hanging out with the tigers, but then the tigers weren't tigers at that point. But I knew it was the tigers. It was freaking weird. Anyway, best dreams. Best dreams are flying, says B Mora. B Mora, you be flying? Damn, girl, I didn't know about that. She got a cape or something? What's going on? Some wings? I want to hear about this. Lucid dreaming, my every night conundrum after a long. Oh my goodness, Juliana. So does it happen around your place? Because that would be amazing. I might have done some lucid dreaming over at the, you know, that place where people go play across the way there. I spent the night there a couple times. Was out of it. Thank goodness we stayed there. Yeah, flying astral projection. Yeah, yeah, my dreams pretty weird. And of course sometimes I don't remember all of them. That was definitely some old soul ancestors, says Maya Starfire. I wonder, Were you talking to me, responding to me, Maya Starfire, or maybe someone else in the chat? Diesel says I always have dreams that I'm moving room to room with different houses. Sometimes I know them, sometimes I don't. Very odd. Yeah, weird, bro. How you doing, Diesel? I gotta catch up with some of your posts, bro. I seen you posted some stuff. I've had an epic invasion and catastrophic bomb scenarios. I always just wake up and rebuke, not my timeline. Yeah, thank you, Juliana. Hell yeah. Yeah, thank you, Maya Starfire. I'll keep that in mind. Yeah, well, you know what was interesting, and I won't. Someone, it might be in the chat today at the shop. We have a little kind of like, I guess you could say, a little shrine for Grandpa, and there's several pictures of him there. And I always check in with them in the morning, and I have a little thing of water for him. I always make sure his water is nice and full there. And I talk to him, I say, "What's up?" Whatever, tap in. And later, someone had sent me some pictures of him too. I was like, "Whoa, what the heck?" We were just talking earlier. Now here you are on my phone. It was pretty weird. I've dreamed of flying 3 times in my life. Very cool indeed. Hey, Dorp, Skibo, what the heck? Where were you flying at? And Juliana, going back, I could picture flying around your place. That'd be super cool. Man, this Patty thing is going to get very bad, says Kaiju Ninja. Laugh out loud. That's all I'm going to say. The screening just ended. Oh my goodness. Yeah, bro. I'm live right now. I was gonna go live just to kind of tap into that. There's several other people that went live besides. I know Steve Coles went live, I think a little bit after might have been during Nikki's, but he was in Nikki's chat. And then I saw he went live, and then Stacy Brown Jr. went live. I'm almost done with Stacy's live, and they were all touching on the topic. And yeah, it was good to see you in the chat, man. You always have great questions, so I'd love to see you get your questions out there. And yeah, dude, I'm excited to see what the hell happens. And you know what? Like I said, dude, if it's fake, it's fake. And I could face it. I've learned to face the music in life. And yeah, if this is, one of those moments, and it's all good. And it wouldn't distract me from like still going to Bluff Creek. I think there's still stuff going on there for sure. But yeah, it's interesting to get some of the information that's coming out as well. Like I said earlier, I'm not like, even though I live close to the area, I know Juliana does. There's several of us, Maya Starfires kind of up that way, and there's others. Um, I don't know. I still feel like there's stuff going on in those hills for sure. And whatever, if the Patterson footage is fake, then that was a good one. But yeah, no, I'm interested to hear what's coming out. And again, yeah, there's stuff about like some sort of B-roll, which I had heard something about that not too long ago, recently, before all this started. um and I forget who told me that, which is probably a good thing. But yeah, just all this different information, man. It is far out, dude. This is like a uh very interesting time in Bigfoot, bro. So I'm definitely feeling it. And yeah, I'm glad to be along for the ride here, man. And what up, Hillbilly Herb? Hand rolls for the chat. Thank you, bro. There you go. Someone must have called you. It's like, where's Hillbilly at? I'm ready to take a you know, s- little togi poo myself. We just had a speed chase. Actually, let's read this report. I got caught up here. Get too caught up, I'll forget to read the darn report. So, Bigfoot Mapping Project. And what's interesting, I did look into this report. I didn't read it. So we'll be reading this together. What was interesting, I did check out where it was, and as you can see here, it's you can see Lake Erie there. There's Ohio, the hot spot, possibly, right? And I don't know how you feel about the recent reports coming out of Ohio, Kaiju Ninja, or anyone else in the chat that's into Bigfoot. But yeah, just right above that, Michigan, and you can see Detroit there, not too far from the report here. And if we drop the squatch a little more, you'll see I think it's gonna be Oakville. Got anybody from Oakville, Michigan out there? Might have some Bigfoots in your area. And I did look up Oakville. I if I'm not mistaken, it said it was Monroe County. And that might ring a bell for Bigfooters. It rang a bell for me. Um pop out the pencil for that one because last year there was a big, just like these Ohio reports, and which is interesting because this is north of Ohio. Um, there was a report, and actually STM, Small Town Monsters, had covered it. Um, it was a father and son out of Monroe County, and I believe it's Michigan, right? 2025, I forget the month. We did do a live stream on it, and it was all over the internet. And it just had me thinking of how is it that these certain reports catch fire, like for instance, the Ohio ones. The Ohio ones, okay, I get because it's like one after another. And you know, if those are true, I know Stacy Brown Jr. was questioning them. And yeah, it is interesting that yeah, no other databases really got the. I don't, well, who knows if BFRO received any? As we've been learning that they don't put out right away reports that they receive, also. So got to keep that in mind. But yeah, anyway, so this is Monroe County, Oakville. Well, actually, it's on the other side. So Oakville's on. Is that on the Ohio side of things, or is that what is that line there? Is that a county? That's probably a county line. Anyway, so Monroe County. So that would be this side. He's right on the border. Anyway, let's read it. Pretty open field there. Looks like a farm, possibly. Looks like some structures here. Beautiful. It's either that or a big golf course. And it says 9/15/95. So this is a throwback. 6/19, not 6/20, not 4/20. Height 7-footer, and it says it's a male here. Let's take a look. All right. A little bit of reading, so bear with me here. I'll do my best. And yeah, so that report, Monroe County, father and son, and I believe they were fishing, and they were fishing this spot that was right next to some railroad tracks, which something we take note of. It's like the power lines, railroad tracks. There's certain things that I don't know. I've picked up on that I see people report uh, when they're reporting Bigfoot sightings or reports. And so yeah, that Monroe report stuck with me just because it was all over the place, and maybe someone out there remembers that. And here we are back in that same county, it seems like, or possibly the county over. And it says I was 9 years old at the time. Exact month I don't remember. It was last summer. I was at my grandparents' farm. I decided to walk towards the back of the property to look for arrowheads. Super cool. There was a dirt path that led to a small bridge that crossed over Paint Creek to a second part of the farm that backed up to Stony Creek. That's where I would be. Uh, while in the second field, I was roughly 20 to 25 yards from the tree line when I heard a grunt. Rrr. I stopped walking and looked at the tree line in front of a large oak tree. Interesting. I talk about the first time I had seen something. It was at the base of an old oak tree. I saw something brownish red sitting at the base of the tree. Ha! Bingo, red flag. Put that in my notes. With its back facing me, its head looking to my left, it was watching me out of the corner of its eye. It then stood up on 2 feet, never turning towards me, and kept its head to left, watching me. So it kept its head to the left. So it says just to left, watching me. It then stepped to left and around the tree and walked straight back into the woods. I then turned around and ran back to the house and hid in the basement till my grandmother found me. She didn't know what to say when I told her what I saw. Whoa. Granny had nothing to say. Brownish red was the color on that. And again, 1995. And yeah, so Oakville seems to be the nearest big town there, I would say. And this is Milan Oakville Road here. So maybe it's not I don't know. Looks perforated, so I think it's maybe a county line too, but yeah, I don't know exactly where that other Monroe from last year that reported is. Maybe someone will bring it up. Sup, trucking buddy, is Gnome Drew. What up, Gnome Drew? Brother Andrew. Hope you're well, brother. Hopefully you're resting somewhere. So yeah, that was a quick report there, and the BFRO does have several. There was a few reports I found uh, on their website from the county, and I won't bore you with those reports. I'll just hit you off with this fresh one here. Damn, we're an hour in already. Crazy. Yeah, Andrew, we were following a speed chase earlier, bro, and then it turned all squatchy over here. It switched gears. And so if you want to check that out, I know you're a trucker and probably enjoy those chases. Yeah, you could hit rewind and peep it out, brother. Let's see. So also, let's see, Bigfoot Society. I did look up the area as well, and let's see. So over here was the closest report. I'm trying to look up where Oakville was again. Where were you, Oakville? All right, there's Ann Arbor up there. Anyway, so this was the only report that I could see except for way in Detroit over here, which is crazy. And yeah, we have heard of these urban Bigfoot reports out of Detroit. Supposedly that they're squatting in abandoned houses and stuff like that. Bigfoot and Dogman. I don't know how true that is. Anyway, there's Oakville right over here. So the report we just took was like somewhat up here, I would say. But Oakville down here. Look, we got fireworks on this one. So this one says Monroe County, location Monroe County, Michigan. Encounter type, visual, secondhand, description report of a large humanoid figure emerging from a creek covered in mud and moving uphill. Witnessed by a family. Source, Bigfoot Society, episode 1048. Wow. And we've heard that before, being covered in mud like that. It's pretty crazy. And look, we could set up. So let's see. How do we do the fireworks? I think we could set off some of those fireworks just like that. How do we do it? Could we activate fireworks? It's weird. We're able to activate heart. All right, we activated balloons. And don't suck on those. So how was it? Fireworks. Anyway, instead of downloading the file, I got it right here. Yes, thumbs up. But fireworks, damn it. Nope. There we go. Jeez. Kitty Cattywhack, what's up? You made it, Kitty Cattywhack. All right, here goes the train again. All right, so another interesting report there out of Monroe County, and just so y'all can see, let's see, we'll just read some titles on this one. Let's go to recently added reports. Nothing there, just in case. And the reports. We're gonna head to Michigan right quick. Boom. Monroe, right there with 5 reports. So May 2025, and this is the one with the father and son. So this one says today. That was actually posted that day, I would imagine. We're just mentioning that they don't always post your reports to the public forum on the BFRO. So today, father and son fishermen have a close encounter with the Bigfoot halfway between Toldeo and Detroit. So let's see if we can find that right quick. Could we find that? So there's Detroit. I can see Detroit right here. And so they misspelled it there. I pronounced it, I thought it was Toledo, right? It's Toledo, Ohio. But they misspelled it there. Watch, we'll double check that. It's a misspelling. But anyway, so that report we just read is kind of in between there. The one from 90, let's see, what year was that? I don't know. And so back over here, September 2009, is a retired police officer described possible nighttime sighting near Monroe. So the actual town of Monroe, I think that is. And then in July 1993, there's a Class A. 2 people spot a 7 to 8 foot tall creature walking on 2 legs. Jeez. October 1983, a Class A. 2 boys out hunting with BB guns witness a 7 foot tall creature on 2 legs. It'd be interesting to see if any of these locations are near each other. So 10 years apart. September 1980, another Class A man recalls close range daylight sighting while squirrel hunting near Monroe. And those are the BFRO reports there. Hopping on over to Bigfoot encounters, there wasn't anything for Monroe County. But if you are from Michigan and are interested in reports, there's several counties listed here with some historical reports, and looks like quite a few reports from the 90s. It's a few from the 2000s. Over on the Bigfoot report database, I did look up Monroe County also to see what they had going on, and there was several reports that popped up. Monroe, Michigan. 3 men encountered large upright creature while canoeing on river basin. And then an encounter with Bigfoot on Mental Road. Oh, hairy arm assault in Monroe, Michigan. That's interesting. I'll probably read that later. That's from the 1960s, it looks like. And then there's Ed Russ's encounter. I'm not sure who that is. With a Sasquatch in Monroe County, Michigan during a family trip. So again, yeah, the Bigfoot Report database is AI powered research engine. So it pulls up I guess a bunch of stuff off the internet. And then hopping over really quick to the what is this? The Project Darkwood, is it? Map. Hopefully I got that right. And looking in the same area, here you could see Monroe down here. I think that the town of Monroe, so I would think like maybe Monroe County is somewhere down here. Ann Arbor once again, and look, they have a paw report there, and there's several other ones. I mean, it's Michigan, right? The Michigan Dog Man, R.I.P. Linda Godfrey. Um, There's several paw prints up here, but we won't go far up. We'll just go as far up as this one and check it out. And it's quite the report there. Quite extensive. Should we read it? It says, I have had 3 different encounters with 3 different creatures. I know what I saw. When I was younger, I saw what looked like a wolf or big German shepherd on its hind legs. Juliana, should we read it? I don't know. Lake St. Clair, look, they got a aquatic reptile mammal there. Anyway, yeah, if you're interested, look, geez, look at all those paws around here. Y'all could have a field day here, all you the dog man lovers. Anyway, uh yeah, there's a couple other things. There was an interesting article. I think Garrow over at Midwest Night Watchers had actually shared some of this art. There was one particular art piece in this article that I had seen that I was like, you know what? Garrow shared this, but I haven't fully read this article. It was from earlier this month. It was from the second of this month, and this is from, let's see, Anderson Design Group, and it says here, an ode to Bigfoot, America's favorite mythical creature. And I guess I kind of scanned through it, and so I don't know. I guess these guys or this group, it's a YouTube video there, but I guess they did kind of like a design for every national park, or at least the ones that had legends and myths and stuff like that. But it was pretty cool, and I like the style that they did their art in. This one's Bigfoot in New York City, but no one believes him. Nobody believes him. This one's Mount Rainier. Yeah, you remember these, Gerald? I don't know if you're still in the chat, brother, but yeah, these are pretty cool. I geek out with the Squatch stuff. It's North Cascades National Park, Sasquatch Olympic National Park. Here's Yosemite. This one I remember, Gerald, because we were all cracking up because what up, Ridshot? Dogman is brazy. Word. New York City pace picante hot sauce. Get a rope. Yeah, hillbilly. So this one, who remembers? We're tripping out on this one because we're like, dude, that baby Bigfoot got a beard or a goatee. He got full facial hair. It's amazing. I would have thought he would at least need to get into his teens to get some of that stuff, but I guess not. There's the swamp ape, Everglades National Park. So yeah, super cool stuff to something to read and some squatchy eye candy there for you. Anyway, yeah, Rich, I don't know if did you check out the speed chase earlier, bro? We were watching a speed chase just a little while ago, and I think they might have called it off. Looks like dude was getting near the airport and they pulled out. So yeah, got a little Bigfoot update there, and let's see. So we'll be tomorrow again. Sasquatch secrets. I'll share that out again. You want to come check it out? We're gonna be hearing an update from Harryman Road YouTube channel. Eric Palacios, who is done checking out the latest documentary on the possible debunking of the Patterson Giblin film. So yes, the hormone levels on Bigfoot are crazy. Yes. And and even within the community right now. So y'all keep it cool, keep it safe, and yeah, let's have a blessed week. I want to thank everyone for tapping in, and I'm still gonna set up the studio. Yeah, tomorrow. So we got the day off tomorrow. I'm gonna run a few errands. I'm gonna run my nephew and niece, I think, back and forth to school, and then I should have some time to maybe tap in and hang out with y'all. If y'all have a moment, we could yeah, maybe we'll do a live after we hear about Eric's update and think about the results, and maybe we'll mourn together or celebrate together. Either way, yeah, y'all keep it safe and bless up everyone. See you down the trail. All right. Where's our outro, sir? There it is. Peace.